Okay. And a happy Ancestors Day. That's coming 31 October to everybody who likes to rejoice in their ancestors and who wants to commune with their ancestors. What am I serving on Ancestors Day for myself? I'm definitely going Mexican. 2 types of cuisines that three absolutely adore in this order. I love Korean barbecue. Everywhere in any city, I'm going to look for Korean barbecue joints. I love Korean barbecue. 2, I love Mexican. So I am making some tamales and I am going to try tres leche cake for the 50th time in my life. And I know I am going to get it wrong, but I don't care. Okay. I don't care. Okay. So for my Ancestors Day. And 3, I really love simple English food. I really love having a steak and potatoes and gravy and some kind of fake vegetable, because the British are not big on vegetables. I really love just simple like that. But anyway, I'm going Mexican this Ancestors Day dinner. I am going Mexican. And I'm going to look forward to it, because I hardly ever cook, and Mexican is time consuming, but I'm going to make some tamales. Yes, I am. Following a recipe, so hopefully that shit will work out. Hi, everyone. And I've just told you what I'm having for my dinner for Ancestors Day. The portal, the veil will be open, bam, 24/7 on the 31st. And you can talk to your ancestors. And what am I going to put on my table to depict my ancestors? Wine, of course. Wine is necessary because I'm going to pour some of it onto the ground. But my ancestors and we found an alternative to those who don't drink alcohol. If you don't drink alcohol, then it's honey. Honey represents longevity. Okay, so it's honey. Yeah, they finally told me after I drank a whole lot of fruit juices. Then they said, oh, honey. Anyway, honey. So you can have some honey on your table, and you take that honey outside too, and you pour a little bit of it to the ground. Before Ancestors Day, if you live near where your relatives were buried, it would be so cool if you paid a visit and you put a rock on top of the grave. Just a small little rock or a big rock, whatever kind of rock. Just lay it there. Just say, you were here. Once again, if you look at Judaism, you will see that the Jews actually do put rocks on the graves of their relatives when they visit. That's what we do too. So, just watch one of those movies. It's exactly the same thing. So, if you're anywhere near your relatives' graves, please go and put a rock. A little rock, a small rock, a pebble, whatever, onto their graves, just to say, I'm here, I'm visiting you. And really, Ancestors Day is just like Christmas Day. I am so happy that in the time where I wrote Across the Realm, it will be such a big deal. I am so happy. And I hope that you've enjoyed the pictures from the Angolan Festival of the Water Ancestors. They changed that during colonization to Festival of the Water Deities. The ancestors became deities because that's what the Portuguese found more acceptable, because they didn't allow us to do our traditional religions, right? So deities, they could believe, were like European ones. It's like we did that to a lot of our religious culture. We hid it because the colonizers were out to destroy it. For instance, most religious songs that are sung in Southern Africa actually came from our religion of the ancestors, right? What we did was, for them to pass the smell test, we changed the words and we put Jesus instead of the ancestors, and we put Messiah instead of the ancestors to cover it up. And these songs are now being sung over and over again, and the new generation of Bantus have no idea that these songs were sung for the ancestors, because the grandparents are no longer there to tell them this, whereas some of us were told by our grandparents, right? I had an argument with a Kenyan born in South Africa over a song. They were so passionate that I was wrong. First, I wanted to slap their little behinds because, hey, I am of course a descent. They are Kenyan. They may have been born in South Africa and I wasn't, but guess what? They were eating ugali in South Africa. They were following Kenyan culture, and they most certainly didn't have South African grandparents who sat them down and said to them. Now, this song is a very old song. This young man here, he is singing a song from the old days. This song was an ode to our ancestors, but because of colonization, we changed the word so that it could withstand the tides of time, right? And so first, he needed to be slapped. Second, he needed to be slapped. Third, he needed to be slapped because I was trying to teach him something and he wasn't trying to listen because he thought he knew my culture better than I did. At least I know that you eat ugali. Okay. Anyway, this happened a lot with a lot of our traditional religion, like the dances, because we have fertility dances, and my tribe changed. They were told by the British, get rid of this fertility dance, it is disgusting, it is this and this, and they decided, oh, we'll just rename it. So then they said, no, this is actually a religious dance. It's called Jerusalem. The thing is, we did all these things to fool the colonizer so that we could hold on to our culture, and then we forgot to disseminate. Then our grandparents forgot to disseminate the information, and now we are fooling our own. So I decided to call the festival of the ancestors exactly what it is. It's not the festival of the water deities, it's the festival of the water ancestors. And I got this from an Angolan who sent me those pictures. Okay, every November in Angola there's a huge festival, street carnivals and everything, to the ancestors in November. The procession goes to the seaside and they put offerings into the ocean, right? November to the Southern African Bantus is a sacred month. It's a month where we don't get married because they say if you get married in November, you will divorce. The marriage won't last. So we don't get married. The Shona don't get married in November. I'm sure other tribes do. We don't get married in November, so I don't know if that's true or false. If your parents got married in November and are still together 50 years later, please let a sister know. Okay, but it's a month where we're not allowed to get married. It's a month where we're not allowed to do much of anything except rest because it's a sacred month. Why is it a sacred month, people? Because the God opens the doors on Ancestors' Day. He lets every ancestor out. Even the bad ancestors are out. I bet I could seance Michael Jackson without an issue and he would come on 31 October, but I ain't got time for that. I'll be communing with mine own. So anyway, God lets everybody out, right? And then on the 1st of November, God retrieves all the ancestors for the peak and all the ancestors for the left side. And he allows the right side to run the world. So in the month of November, we are dark. Okay. So no marriages are allowed because the dark are in charge. No things that might be harmed in the future, allowed because the dark are in charge. You're basically just allowed to give birth and to have sex in November. No parties, no nothing. It's 30 days of the dark side being free and wild. Another thing I'll take up with God when we finally meet. So, I hope you enjoy Ancestors' Day and understand that it is the last day for the next 30 days of any light. Any lights at all. I'm getting ready for November. Okay. I'm fortifying myself for November. And so, having said that, I decided to do like what is this? I decided to do Adele and Skepta. Yes, Adele and Skepta. I don't know why. No goddamn reason. Just thought I would do a general reading on their relationship. Okay? Shall we get started? Okay. I'm going to call Adele. Adele. The woman who just walked into this plate is picking herself up. She's picking herself up from some kind of heartbreak, some kind of sadness, some kind of emotional pain. She is extremely unhappy. She turns around. She sits on the plate. She sat on the plate. Nothing hurries this lady. This lady takes her time to do everything. Everything she has received has been because she was destined to receive it. In other words, if she wasn't destined to be famous, she would never have been, because this lady is very relaxed about life and she takes her time and about her music. You're not going to find this lady in the studio 24/7. Okay, she is gifted as hell, and the gift is natural to her. You're not going to find her scribbling songs in a bedroom like Nicki Minaj. You're not going to find her courting the press. You're not going to find her doing all that difficult, hard stuff. She's not. Life comes easy to her. Things come easy to her. They are just given to her by God. Literally, they are thrown in her lap, and I'm really envious right now. Okay. I'm really envious. Yeah, literally, she has everything thrown on her lap. Everything. If she says she wants the sky to be blue, the sky will be blue. If she says, I want the sky to be red, the sky will be red. She is extremely lazy. Extremely lazy. Extremely lazy. Did I say lazy? She is extremely lazy. To get her to do anything is a struggle. But once she touches something, turns to gold. But right now, she is in an insurmountable amount of heartbreak, because guess what, guys? She is sitting on an ocean of money. Money is not her problem. She is sitting on an ocean of money, but she is going through some kind of heartbreak. She's really sad. She wishes she were normal, because she never worked hard for her fame, and she'll never work hard for it. She wishes she were normal. She wishes she could just like disappear. She wishes she were just like, an ordinary Joe Blow on the streets. Not that she hates being a celebrity. It's just that she asks herself, what the fuck did I do to get here? Because girl did nothing. Nothing. This is the exact opposite of every hard-working female who's ever been in my plate. This girl is lazy as fuck, and she did nothing. Yet God showers her with gifts. Her brilliance included. Okay, so now I'm going to call in her boyfriend, Skepta. I had to research Skepta, because I was like, who the fuck is Skepta? Because I'm Canadian and he's British. I'm like, who the fuck? Then I remembered that Naomi once showed off about a guy called Skepta, and then the guy called Skepta dumped Naomi by showing that he was about to be a daddy with another female. Yeah. Skepta. Okay. This is hilarious. hilarious. Okay. Alrighty, I got a kick back. Okay, so Skepta kicked me back. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shake Adele first. Then I'm gonna put Adele on the table. And then I am gonna handle Skepta, okay? Because Skepta was refusing to get into the plate. So I decided, okay, let me kick him. I kicked him and yeah, you can see what happened. Okay, so I'm gonna call Adele first. Adele, and she's back in the plate with the flower. I can't believe it. Okay, I'm just stunned. I'm totally stunned. Okay, so Adele said apparently there's Adele. We got Miss Adele. Miss Adele has a big life. Miss Adele is wishing for her past. Miss Adele is regretting something. She's regretting. She's regretting a relationship. A relationship where this is Adele, this is the man, and this is a female. She didn't love the guy, and he didn't love her, and there was this female who loves the guy, right? But they were together, but there was no love. But she's regretting that situation. She is regretting that situation. She's saying she shouldn't have put herself through this. She should have put her son first, right? She rushed into a situation when she wasn't ready. Okay? Now let me get Skepta. Okay. We're going to have to do it the hard way with this one. He is a commitment phobe. He doesn't commit. He won't commit. He will not commit. And he's actually refusing to commit to this. So let me call him again. Skepta. And he walks in and he sits down next to Adele. But he has his back turned to her slightly. But yeah, something's going on with this couple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the kickbacker. Yeah, Skepta is having financial issues. Financial problems galore. He is very much trying to cover it up, but he is having financial problems. This is Skepta on this board, people, and this is Adele. Okay, I have too many instruments today. Okay. Skepta, Adele. Skepta thinks he is gorgeous. Okay? Skepta is extremely vain. Okay? He's really feeling Adele. He really, really likes her. He really likes Adele. And Adele is the one who's not quite sure, because Adele is still in love with the man she is divorcing. And he has found himself a little catozinha. The man she is divorcing has found himself a little catozinha. And he really doesn't love Adele. In this instance, he dumped Adele, not the other way around. Adele got dumped by her husband. Adele is being divorced by her husband, hence her sadness. Okay, so Adele has eyes on her husband. Skepta has eyes on Adele. Skepta is in love. However, I don't know if Skepta's baby mama of the picture gave birth or whatever. I don't know, and I don't care. I think she did. I actually think she did, because he is a female who has a child with Skepta. The child is a couple of months maybe, or 3 or 4 months. This is the child right here. But there is a pregnant female right here. He's expecting another child with an older female. She must be like 41, 42. He's expecting another baby with an older female. Okay. And he is into Adele, and he really, really wants Adele. But there's another female in his life, and she is really into him, and she really loves him, and she really wants him. But he is into, I can say this, the dude is into Adele. But like I said, he has baggage, and she has baggage too. The baggage is her ex-husband. So let me look at Skepta's life. Skepta has always been spoiled and pampered. He came from money. Okay, I know they put out stories out there. Okay, about how poor these hip-hop artists were or whatever. Skepta came from money. Okay, he came from money. But he made himself. If that makes sense. He made himself. He truly made himself. He truly worked very, very hard. He is the exact opposite of the woman he's in love with. He worked really, really hard for a really, really long time. And he's very disappointed. He's very unhappy with his current success. He says, for the amount of work I've put into this shit, I should be more successful. I should be well known. His perspective of his life is that it's going backwards. He has run out of time. And he doesn't like it. So in a way, Adele is a step up for him. In a way, he thinks Adele will help him get to the next level. She might, but she's so lazy. Adele, on the other hand, is probably going to have an album out very soon, because I see that once again, success is on the way for her. Extreme success again. This girl does no work and gets all the accolades because God said so. I am so jealous right now. I'm more like Skepta, you know what I'm saying? I'm so jealous right now. I am more like Skepta, right? So she is, like no work. This girl doesn't work. Seriously. Okay? But she's about to do something that will blow. Sing a song, do something, it'll blow. Make her very, very successful. Okay, so Skepta is really trying to hold on to this relationship. Adele is not really sure. I hate to tell you this, but Adele is not even sure she's into black men. She's not even sure. She's not even sure that his essence, his aura, his energy is what she needs in her life. And she's saying, maybe it's because he's black. This woman is not racist. It's just like any normal person being asked out by another race or another religion, and you give it some thought. You think about it. You know, am I up to par? Can I handle it? Basically, that's what she's saying about Skepta. Can she handle his energy, his sexual energy? Can she handle his non-sexual energy, his aggression? Because, you know, like, she's lazy. No, she's truly lazy. She's lazy, and he's very not lazy. So can she handle this? Can she handle his vibrant energy? He's wanting to do things all the time. He's wanting to be busy when she just wants to lay back in her pajamas. Can she handle it? That's what she's thinking about. That's what she is stressing over. Skepta really loves older women. Let me just put it out there. He would date a 52-year-old, a 53-year-old if he could lay his hands on her. He is very much into older women. So he's decided this plan that he's going to have kids with women who can, but he ain't gonna marry them. He is destined for a much older woman, and he wants that. Just letting you know. He really, really wants that. But right now, he is about Adele. The future of the relationship. They don't seem to have reached the sexual stage yet. Skepta wants to fuck. Adele doesn't. Adele once again is worried about whether she can handle it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll ask because I'm naughty like that. I want to know. But they're not having sex yet. Adele ain't that bitch. Adele takes her time. Adele literally takes her time. They'd be necking and stuff, and she'd be like, you need to go home. So that she can sleep. Hey, girl, I've done it. I'm laughing from self-knowledge. Self-knowledge, sister. Self-knowledge. She's like that. She will not drop them panties easily. She won't drop them panties easily. So he's overwhelming for her. He comes out to her as extremely sexual, and she is extremely not. Get what I'm saying? So she's like, you gotta go home. You gotta go home after a little bit of necking. But he wants her so bad. He wants her so bad. I mean, it's like he would do anything for her. He really, really wants her. Which makes me realize that Skepta really likes them kind of chunky. I know Adele has lost some weight, but Skepta likes them kind of chunky, right? And he really wants her. Okay. So now let's the future for Skepta and Adele. The future for Skepta and Adele. The future for Skepta and Adele. Okay. The future for Skepta and Adele. I will say this, because that's what is being given to me. They may go out for a year or two, whatever, but there is no future. There is no future for this couple. Absolutely not. Adele, this is Skepta, right? Adele is going to fall in love with another man, very light-skinned, Caucasian. She's gonna go Caucasian. Adele is gonna fall in love with another Caucasian, and she's gonna go, and it's gonna be a very, very good match, except that she loves him and he doesn't love her. Exactly the same dynamic she had with her husband, right? He is going to meet a black woman, very dark skinned, or he's going to bring out one of his baby mamas. I mean, who knows with this guy? But he is going to also go back to black, a very dark woman, slightly older than him. Like when she's black, he wants her older. He's really attracted to women my age. Can someone give him my phone number? You know what I'm saying? He's really attracted, and he's actually going to fall in love with this one. He is going to fall in love with this one, but she's not going to be loving him. So Adele is going to have some kind of relationship, even a marriage. I see them talking about having a child. Is it a marriage or a relationship? A relationship that will lead to marriage. It's going to be as boring as the last one she had, because that's her nature. Okay? It'll lead to marriage, but not tomorrow. Marriage, but not tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? She might be seen with Skepta a little while, but it seems like they're already going there. Going or gone. Okay. Adele, are you still with Skepta? Adele, are you still with Skepta? Adele, are you still with Skepta? He's working really hard, by the way. Yeah, I got that feeling. They may be seen together, but they are no longer together. Okay, they are no longer together. Adele gave him his working papers, and he's working really, really hard right now. Okay, Skepta, I'm going to ask if he loved Naomi. Did you love Naomi? Did you love Naomi, Skepta? Did you love Naomi? Did you? He wanted to love her, but she proved to be high maintenance, and he couldn't deal with that. He couldn't deal with that. So he bailed. Okay. Will you get married, Skepta? Will you get, because we saw another marriage for Adele, right? Almost similar to the one she had before, because she had about that business of being too energetic when it comes to anything at all in her life. And she doesn't have to be. She was born under a lucky star, and no one messed with that lucky star. Okay. Are you going to get married, Skepta? Are you going to get married? Are you going to get married? He is a very sensual kind of man. He really loves sex. You were no match for. Marriage is not on his plans anytime soon. That'll be a no. Okay? Anytime soon. He is not. He lives with a constant sexual buzz. All day, every day. Okay. He literally has to stop himself from sleeping with 35 women in one day, because that buzz is ringing in his system, in his soul, 24/7. This guy is very controlled. He is very he has never raped a woman, will never think about it. He has kissed a guy, but says it didn't go any further than that because it didn't feel the same. Right? He needs sex like most people need water, but he knows that that's not the way to go. He has that British stiff upper lip thing, that British thing that I'm not an animal, I can control myself. He is very, very British. Extremely British. I can control myself, and so he controls himself. But he feels he could have married Adele if she wanted him, if she wants him, because he is still pursuing her. She's not interested anymore. That's the story. She wants to go, but he hasn't quite, you know what I mean? Has been dumped, and he doesn't quite give up. He hasn't quite given up because he finds her sexy as hell, and he wants to hit that, but she thinks too much work, too much. But the thing is, I rather like this guy. I don't know him, but I rather like him because he controls himself so much. He can do a lot of dire things because of the way he was made with that sexual harm, but he controls himself so much. He deserves my respect. So much. He can fuck 50,000 women in a year, but he controls himself. So now he's telling me why he likes older women. They can take it. They have experience. They don't complain. They go for lengthy amounts of time and no babies. The only reason I'm making babies is for my parents. If it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have children. So yeah, older women are my thing. Just that, in my industry, I don't get to meet them. I meet these young things. These young things. They really think they have sexual experience. They really think they can handle a man like me. They really think they are better than older women, but older women are better. Older women know what they're doing. Older women know their business. Older women know how to satisfy a man. Not these young girls, but the young girls are what I get. So they might as well give me babies because I ain't got time for anything else. I just put the ain't in there. He said, I haven't got time for anything else. He speaks. His soul speaks with a very strong diction of, proper English. He loves his sister. He just said that. And so, I have done Adele and Skepta. I think we have found this relationship at its end rather than at its beginning. They are just like not compatible, but they will be friends forever. They will be, and Adele is going to help him with his career. She really is, as her friend. That's about it. Moving on. Okay, I can never turn this off on time. Oh, Lord, I must. Bye, guys. And enjoy Ancestors Day. Don't forget. Don't forget to light white candles. Have white candles on your table. Because white represents death. It also represents the female ancestors. But it's there for death too. If you want to do black candles for your male ancestors, you can do that as well. So don't forget to put white, and don't forget to put, if you want to put black, put black. I'm going white, okay? Light the candle, and like I say, don't forget to go outside with your honey or your wine and what else should you do for Ancestors Day dinner? I would have at least one element on the table, but water is an element on the table. So if you're going to have water with your meal as well, that's all good. I usually have my tobacco. But you just need one element. So maybe soil, maybe a green plant, maybe just one element if you want to. The thing about Ancestors Day dinner is that you celebrate it the way you want to, like Christmas. Just that, mention your ancestors, thank them for a good year. Oh my God! It's also the day you petition what you want. I know we already did that unusual petition, but continue to petition. If you didn't petition that time, this is a good time to petition. It's also the day you petition what you desire from your ancestors. It's the day you ask them for what you want. And you don't have to make it very formal. You can talk about it. You know how when people say, what are you having for thanks? What are you thankful for? It's Thanksgiving, right? You can also say, what would you like from your ancestors in this coming year, right? Casual, it's happiness, because that's the last day before the dark takes over for 30 days. Okay, I almost forgot it. Alrighty, bye guys.